Well, Kompany's finally gone then. Been a long time coming, to be fair. This process has dragged on. Certainly longer than you'd have hoped. Just haggling over Compo and that. But I think in the end the right things come about. We've got money for him. He's got a bigger job. It suits all parties really. I'm not going to sit on the fence here and or anything, because this isn't, anyone who follows me on Twitter knows that I wanted Kompany gone in October. And to me, I just think it's come to its right conclusion, which is that he's gone. After we were awful all season, let's not sugarcoat it. So, well, we could have finished 2 points clear of safety if we'd have beat Forest on that last day. But let's not sugarcoat it. We were rubbish all season. 8 points adrift, which was really 12 because Forest lost 4. That's embarrassing. We spent 100 and something million, and that's all on that manager. His signings were awful in the summer. His tactics were embarrassing. And his squad that he picked game by game, like he picked Trafford every week for 28 games. Just awful. I'll be honest with you, I'm glad he's gone. I really am glad he's gone. We got 12 million. We've had Bayern's pants down because he's really just not. He's not all that. Given the best squad most money in the Bundesliga, and he'll probably do all right. People might come back to us and say, well, you were wrong, but with the most money and the best players, he's going to do well. Football to him's a game of Football Manager. Look at us in the Championship. Most money, best players, walked it. But that doesn't mean you're a good manager. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. Gone up, spent 100 million, and he got schooled by proper managers. Proper managers. Showed him how it's done. Because we won 4 or 5 games all season out of 38. It's awful. I'm glad he's gone, I'll be honest with you. And the thing that stings the most to me is that he come out waffling all this 5-year plan and well, it's a project and we're never going to walk into Premier League and compete. But if it's a project, then why have you lied? What have you lied for and said, it's a 5-year plan and then after 2 you've walked away? Are you a pussy or what's the problem? I don't know why. I get it. He's gone to Bayern. It's hard to turn down, but why lie to us all? That's why I've lost all respect for him. Just don't lie. Don't say 5-year plan and stick 2 of it out. You say in your interviews we'll go next season and stuff like that. What you lying for, Vincent? I don't understand why you're lying. That's why you've peed up everyone's back and everyone's wound up with you now because of that. You've just lied to all of us. You've not lied to me. I knew there was no 5-year plan. I'm not soft. People, not everyone. A lot of Burnley fans believed him for some reason, but I've seen enough football to know that there's no loyalty. He doesn't owe us anything. I don't have a problem with him going to Bayern. Just don't lie, because you get, you pull the wool over people's eyes. And this is what happens. There's no loyalty in football. Kompany doesn't care about me no more than he cares about you or whoever. 18,000 season ticket. He's not bothered. He isn't bothered. All Vincent Kompany's in it for is himself. That's why he's gone to Bayern. He's not bothered about me or you, whatever. He's in it for himself, as is everyone in football. All these players who come to I've come to play for the club. You've not. You've come to play in the Premier League, and you'll see a lot of their true colours exposed over the summer now. Because some of these will leave because they don't want to play in the Championship. And if you do, that's fine. Just go. No one's bothered. There's life after Vincent Kompany and there's life after you. But I think my overriding emotion, like I said earlier, I'd have sacked him in October. And I know people say, well, it would have cost us a fortune to sack him. And, judging by the compo that Bayern have paid, which is 12 million euros, so just over 10 million pounds, that's roughly what it would have cost us to sack Kompany, you'd imagine, give or take. So I firmly believe if we'd have sacked him in October, November, with the managers that were available, we could have stayed up, and that 10 million you'd have had 13 times that investment, 130 million for staying up again. Pace was loyal. He had the wool pulled over his eyes by Kompany. He did. That's just fact. All this 5-year plan, just jazz, and it's just rubbish. He was loyal, and now he's had his fingers burned. All right, he's 10 million better off in his eyes, probably. We've got 10 million for him, but we've lost half of our revenue because you wouldn't sack him, so we're worse off. Like, this is football. Like, I don't understand it. Like, from start to finish, it's been a shambles. Like, the loyalty in this game and the loyalty that they've showed to Kompany's embarrassing, which should never have happened. And hopefully he's learned in future. There's no loyalty in football, absolutely none whatsoever. So if you're having a bad run of results, you think, well, he could come in and we could stay up with him. Oh, but he brought us up and, we won the league at Ewood. I don't care. Not interested. It's gone. Park it. Move on. If we could have stayed up in October, which we could with a new manager, and we didn't do anything, didn't pull the trigger. It was obvious in October, November, December, even January, even February. If you'd have bulleted him at the start of February, we'd have had a chance. And he didn't. He didn't. So it's on pace for me, this. Like, Kompany, yeah, like, his tactics are awful, managerially so bad. But it comes back to pace. Pace should have pulled the trigger. You were loyal and you've got your fingers burned and we're worse off for it. So, like, don't be fooled. Well, we've got good money. Don't be fooled. We're worse off because we'd have stayed up with another manager. Convinced it, because that squad should never have gone down. It shouldn't have. It was the manager that relegated us. And the manager was only there because of Alan Pace. I like Pace. Got a lot of time for him, but he got that one massively wrong. But it's history now. Doesn't matter. I just hope the next manager we get someone in who's half decent. Like, just keep the same mould for me. Young manager, come in. Someone to pick up where Kompany left off, plays similar style of football. And just, hopefully we can kick on. I'd give it Will still. Young manager. Good pedigree in, like, top flight European football. Good knowledge of, like, the European market. And developing young players. So that for me would be the perfect stepping stone. But Steve Cooper, if you can attract Moyes here, just, I don't know. I don't envy Pace having to make this decision because it's a massive one. Like, I've said to people like about like Burnley before, we can't afford 2 seasons in the Championship. That's not me saying like thinking we deserve to be in the Premier League. Right now we don't, but we can't afford 2 seasons in the Championship. With the financial situation Kompany's left us in, we need to get out of here first season. We need to be back up. We need to be back up ASAP. We can't have 2 seasons here, so we need someone to come in, hit the ground running and take us up, and that's a massive thing to do in 1 season. So Pace has got a massive decision here. And he's got to right the wrongs of last season, but only he knows who he's going to give the job to, and I really don't envy the decision he's got on his hands because it's an absolutely massive one for this football club.